दृष्टुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नृसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्युं नमाम्यहम्. Now we'll come to molecular mass, because the element exists in two states, either in atomic state or molecular state. The compound exists as a molecule. We have discussed the atomic mass is defined as a ratio of the mass of an atom of the element to 1/12 parts of the mass of an atom of carbon of isotope C12. And the atomic mass does not have any unit. It is expressed in its unit called AMU. That 1 AMU is equal to mass of an atom of carbon by 12. So that gives us what is the value of atomic mass. So 1 AMU is 1.66 into 10 to the power minus 23 grams, 24 grams or 28 kgs. Now we will come to 27 kgs. I will come now to molecular mass. What is molecular mass and what is gram molecular mass? So let's come to molecular mass. So this molecular mass is not the mass of a molecule. So the molecular mass is also not an absolute mass. It's not an absolute mass. So it is also relative mass. Why? What is a molecule? The molecule is defined as the smallest particle of a substance which has free existence. The molecular dimension is about 10 to the power minus 8 centimeter or 1 angstrom unit. So smaller is the molecule. Hence it doesn't have any, we can't isolate a molecule and find out its mass by using any balance or any device. Hence they want to express it first with respect to hydrogen. Because as I have told you, the hydrogen atom is taken as a fundamental brick in the wall of chemistry. So everything, the valency, the atomic mass, the molecular mass, everything was explained with respect to hydrogen, because the hydrogen was the smallest atom or the smallest element was available or known at that time, also now. So hydrogen was taken as a standard and everything was explained. Hence the molecular mass, how it was defined? The molecular mass is a relative mass. Why? It is expressed with respect to hydrogen. It is expressed with respect to hydrogen, so it is relative mass. It is defined as a ratio of the mass of a molecule of the substance to an atom of hydrogen. So this was the first definition. Atom of hydrogen means how many times the mass of a molecule is heavier than one atom of carbon. It is what? It is how many times the mass of a molecule is heavier than one atom of carbon. Then why I am using a word substance? Because the element exists as a molecule, the compound also exists as a molecule. So the molecule may be of a compound, the molecule may be of an element. So for that reason we are using a word substance. It comprises element, also a compound. So then what it is? So the molecular mass is what? Molecular mass is what? Is a ratio of what? Mass of a molecule of the substance 2 mass of an atom of hydrogen, because the atomic mass of hydrogen was known to be 1, but later on, after the discovery of isotopes by Aston in the year 1905, the hydrogen atom has atomic mass not 1 but 1.0008 AMU. It became a fractional value. So with the fractional value, so to express the molecular mass became difficult. So with then in the year 1961, it was discovered the carbon has 2 isotopes, isotope 12 and isotope 14. And isotope 14 is a radioactive isotope. It is very rarely present, and whereas isotope 12, atomic mass having 12, mass number 12, the carbon atom is highly stable and solid. Hence they took the carbon as the standard also to explain the molecular mass. So after 1961, the molecular mass, the definition changed. Is what? Is the ratio of the mass of a molecule of the substance, means maybe a compound or maybe a element, substance, to 1 by 12 parts of mass of an atom of carbon of isotope C12. So this, like atomic mass, it also does not have any unit, because it's a ratio, it's a relative mass, does not have any unit. Atomic molecular mass does not have any unit, does not have unit of mass. Mass is expressed in grams or kilograms, but it's so hence it is not expressed in kilograms or grams, it's expressed in AMU. It is expressed in AMU, where 1 AMU is equal to 1.66 into 10 to the power minus 24 gram. So this is what is molecular mass. So then what is a molecule? All elementary gas molecules are diatomic. Hydrogen molecule has 2 atoms. Oxygen molecule has 2 atoms. Nitrogen molecule has 2 atoms, N2. Fluorine has 2, F2. Chlorine has 2, Cl2. Bromine has 2, Br2. Iodine has 2, I2. So all the elementary gas molecules, they are diatomic. Hence their molecular mass is equal to the atomic mass into atomicity. So then how do you know? So therefore molecular mass of an element which is existing in molecular state is what? Or molecular mass of a molecule, we can say, of a molecule we can say is what? Atomic mass into atomicity. What is atomicity? The number of atoms present in a molecule of the element. So the number of atoms present in the molecule of the element is the atomicity. So we say that atomicity of hydrogen is 2. So therefore molecular mass of hydrogen molecule, H2 molecule, will be what? 2 into 1.008, that is 2.016 AMU. Or atomic molecular mass of oxygen molecule will be 2 into atomic mass of oxygen is 16, so that is 32 AMU. Or molecular mass of chlorine molecule will be 2 into 35.5, that comes to 71 AMU. Like this we express the molecular mass of a molecule of an element. Then what is molecular mass of a compound? Molecular mass of a compound is what? That is equal to the algebraic sum of atoms of the elements present in the molecule. So the molecular mass of a compound is the algebraic sum of the atomic mass of the elements present in the molecule. Suppose at molecular mass of carbon dioxide, you will say molecular mass of CO2. So it is what? Atomic mass of carbon, carbon plus 2 into atomic mass of oxygen. So atomic mass of carbon is 12 and 2 into 16, so that comes to 44 AMU. Algebraic sum of the atomic mass of the element present in a molecule is this. Or say molecular mass of sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid will be what? Algebraic sum means what? How many atoms are there? 2 atoms of hydrogen. So 2 into 1.008. 1 atom of sulfur, that is 32. And 4 atoms of oxygen, that is 4 into 16. So this comes to 2 into 1, we will take 1 instead of 1 with 1.00 we take 1 plus 32 plus 4 into 16, that comes to 98 AMU is the molecular mass of sulfuric acid. Now molecular mass of calcium carbonate. Calcium, atomic mass of calcium is 40. Atomic mass of carbon is 12. Atomic mass of oxygen is 16. So if you put that, it comes to 40 plus 12 plus 3 into 16. That comes to 100. That is the molecular mass of calcium carbonate is 100. That comes to AMU. This is the way we calculate the molecular mass. The exactly same way, gram molecular mass. Molecular mass expressed in grams is called as what? Gram molecular mass. Molecular mass expressed in grams is called as gram molecular mass. So now we will find out the relationship between gram molecular mass and molecular mass. So that will be again will prove the uniformity of the nature, that as I was telling you while explaining you the atomic mass, exactly same uniformity we will be going to find out and discover here. So here we come to know gram molecular mass, or this is also called gram molecule. This is also called gram molecule. The molecular mass expressed in grams is called gram molecular mass. Is called gram molecular mass or gram molecule. This is called as gram molecule. Gram molecule mass, gram molecule, or gram molecular mass. For example, molecular mass of hydrogen is 2.016 AMU. So gram molecular mass of hydrogen will be how much? 2.016 grams. 2.016 grams. The molecular mass expressed in grams is called as gram molecule mass or gram molecule. So molecular mass of hydrogen is 2.06 AMU. So then what is the mass of a molecule of hydrogen? Mass of a molecule of hydrogen will be how much? 2.016 into 1.66 into 10 to the power minus 24 grams. So let us now find out how many molecules of hydrogen are present in 1 gram molecular mass of hydrogen. Now let's find out how many molecules are present in 1 gram molecular mass of hydrogen. So number of molecules of hydrogen present in 1 gram molecular mass of hydrogen will be what? Gram molecular mass of hydrogen by mass of a molecule of hydrogen. We want to calculate how many molecules are present in 1 gram molecular mass of hydrogen. That's how much? It comes to 2.016 gram by 2.016 into 1.66 into 10 to the power minus 24 gram. So that comes to 6.02 into 10 to the power 23 molecules. That means what? 1 gram molecular mass of hydrogen contains 6.02 in 10 to the power 23 molecules. So let us find out what happens in oxygen. Let us find out what happens in oxygen. Then we will find out any uniformity is existing in this molecular mass or not. We can find out here. Now molecular mass of oxygen is 16 AMU, 32 AMU. 32 AMU. Therefore, gram molecular mass of oxygen will be 32 grams. Therefore, mass of a molecule of oxygen is 32 into 1.66 into 10 to the power minus 24 grams. Therefore, number of molecules present in 1 gram molecular mass of oxygen will be how much? 32 by gram molecular mass by molecular mass of oxygen 32 into 1.66 into 10 to the power minus 24. So that comes to again 6.02 into 10 to the power 23. So what we found out here, calculated, 1 gram molecular mass of oxygen also contains the same number of molecules as 1 gram molecular mass of hydrogen contains, equal to 6.02 in 10 to the power 23. Now let us take a compound and find it out what happens to a compound. So let's take the case of calcium carbonate. Molecular mass of calcium carbonate comes to 100 AMU. Therefore, gram molecular mass of calcium carbonate comes to 100 grams. So mass of a molecule of calcium carbonate will be 100 into 1.66 into 10 to the power minus 24 grams. Therefore, number of molecules of calcium carbonate in 1 gram molecular mass of calcium carbonate will be 100, that is gram molecular mass, by mass of a molecule of calcium carbonate 100 into 1.66 into 10 to the power minus 24 gram, that comes to 6.02 into 10 to the power 23. Now you see gram molecular mass of every element and gram molecular mass of every compound contains a constant number of molecules equal to 6.02 10 to the power 23. Hence they call this number as a constant number with respect to Avogadro, who has used the word molecule, who has implemented the word molecule according to his, for honoring him, this number was named as Avogadro's number. So we'll say that. What conclusion we will make here now? Just like gram atomic mass, we found it here that 1 gram molecular mass of every substance. What we found? We found 1 gram molecular mass of every substance, means maybe an element. Substance means maybe element or compound. It may be for an element or it may be for a compound, contains a constant number of molecules, called as Avogadro's number. Avogadro's number equal to 6.02 into 10 to the power 23. So gram molecular mass of every substance contains 1 Avogadro number of molecules. So this will help us to calculate the mass of any molecule. Suppose the mass of a molecule of nitrogen, means molecular mass of nitrogen is 28. Gram molecular mass will be 28 grams. So mass of a molecule will be 28 by 6.02 in 10 to the power 23. That comes to 28 into 1.66 in 10 to the power minus 24 grams. Or somebody may ask us calculate the number of molecules present in 10.6 grams of sodium carbonate. So we find out the sodium carbonate molecular mass. Molecular mass of sodium carbonate comes to 106. So gram molecular mass of sodium carbonate will be 106 grams. So 106 grams of sodium carbonate contains 1 Avogadro number of molecules. Therefore, 5.3 molecules of grams of sodium carbonate will contain 106 by Avogadro number by 53 into Avogadro number. So this is the way, a 5.3 Avogadro number, we can calculate this. So this Avogadro number helps us in calculating the number of molecules present in a given mass, the mass of a molecule of the substance. So that relationship can be done, and this Avogadro number is a very, very important. Now after this discovery, now we'll come to what is ion and what is a gram ion, and what happens to gram ion of the element, and relationship between number of ions and gram ion. So children, these are the words I am pronouncing you, these are the words I am explaining you, because these words are very frequently used, and once you are very using these words, you get the concept of these words, understanding increases. Then when you will read physical chemistry, you will be not feeling any type of doubt in your mind in using your numericals, calculating your numericals. So be clear about the language. I am going very slow, very step by step I am going. I am not following any book. From my 47 years of experience, what I have taught throughout my life, 1973 to this 2020, whatever knowledge I have earned, and that wisdom I am using in explaining you the fundamental concept of the chemistry. You will not be finding these things. I am not following any book. My teaching may not be according to your NCERT book or the comprehensive chemistry or any book that you are following. I am not going to any book. I am using my concept. I am using my knowledge, my experience, and how to deal with a mind of a student to improve his fundamental concept. I want to increase your fundamental concept. Once you are using your talent, then that talent remains in you. So let's come. What is an ion and what is a gram ion, and how this ion and gram ion, they are related. So what is another thing, an ion? What is an ion? I have explained you. An atom is a neutral. It consists of 3 fundamental particles: proton, electron and neutron. The proton is a positively charged particle and electron is a negatively charged particle. The number of protons present in an atom are equal to the number of electrons present in the atom. Hence, atom is electrically neutral. So when an atom loses an electron, there is an imbalance in its charge. It loses its neutral character. So that means if you come to an ion, is a particle again with a charge in it. Ion is when an atom loses or gains an electron a positive or negative charge develops on it respectively. Producing its ion. Producing its ion. So what I say here, that is, if E is an atom, suppose A is an atom, number of protons are equal to number of electrons in the atom. Now when this atom loses an electron, what will happen? Number of proton more than number of electron. So then it forms a positive ion. It forms a positive ion because number of protons are more than the number of electrons. So this is called positive ion. This ion having positive charge called positive ion. Or when an atom gains an electron, Suppose you add an electron to an atom, the number of electrons are more than the number of protons. So this A forms a negative ion. So this is a negative ion and that is a positive ion. This is a positive ion. So the ion may be a positive ion or the ion may be a negative ion. So depending upon the charge on it, the ions are of two types. So if you take the ion is of two types depending upon the number of electron lost or gained. So you will get a positive ion. This positive, when it loses electron, so this positive ion is called as a cation because it goes to the cathode. It is attracted towards cathode, the negatively charged electrode in an electrolytic cell. Hence all positively charged ions are called as cations, and all negative ion, when it gains an electron, it forms a negative ion. It's called as anion because it is attracted. An ion is negatively charged, so there is A plus and there is A minus. So this goes to A plus, goes to cathode, negatively charged electrode, cathode, so called cation. It goes to negatively charged electrode called as anion. So what is the mass? Mass of electron is negligible. We know that mass of electron is negligible. That is 0.0000546 atomic mass unit. So very, very small, negligible. Hence, since mass of an atom, mass of an electron is negligible, and by adding an electron, losing an electron, so therefore mass of an atom will be almost equal to mass of an ion. Mass of an ion, because electron lost or gained will not make a difference in the mass of it. Therefore, atomic mass is equal to ionic mass. Ionic mass, or therefore gram atomic mass will be equal to what? Gram ionic mass. Therefore, number of atoms present in 1 gram ion, in 1 gram atom will be also equal to number of ions present in 1 gram ion. We know that 1 gram atom contains how many atoms? 1 Avogadro number of atoms. 1 gram atom of the element contains 1 Avogadro number of atoms. Therefore, 1 gram ion will also contain 1 Avogadro number of ions. Therefore, we will say 1 gram ion of any element, atomic mass is equal to ionic mass. Why? Ion is formed by the loss or gain of electron. The mass of electron is negligible. Therefore, gram atomic mass means what? Mass expressed grams is called gram atomic mass. There will be equal to gram ionic mass. The number of atoms present in 1 gram atom will be equal to number of ions present in 1 gram ion. Therefore, since 1 gram atom of any element contains 1 Avogadro number of atoms, therefore 1 gram ion of any element will also contain 1 Avogadro number of ions. So we will say that 1 gram ion of any element would contains 1 Avogadro number of ions, that is which is equal to 6.02 into 10 to the power 23. So this will help us in calculating anything this. So any molecule also, compound ion, we have simple ion and compound ion. When more than one element, atom of one element are present in the molecule, in the ion will called as compound ion, or that is called also, ion is also called as radical. Ion is also called as radical, a compound radical, simple radical. So we will say that very easily we can calculate how many atoms are present in so many grams of the substance. That will help us. So what we learn now, 1 gram atom of element contains 1 Avogadro number of atoms. 1 gram molecular mass of the substance contain 1 Avogadro number of molecules, and 1 gram ions of the element contain 1 Avogadro number of ions. So now what we will say that Avogadro's number, what is its value? So it is equal to what? Number of atoms present in 1 gram atom of element, or that is equivalent to number of molecules present in 1 gram molecular mass of substance, may be element, may be compound, and that's equal to number of ions present in 1 gram ion. And what is this Avogadro number? Its value is 6.02 into 10 to the power 23 is a constant number, and that you found it is a particle. Atom is a particle, molecule is a particle, ion is a particle. So this is a fundamental, they are the fundamental units. So 6.10 to the power 23, this is number, Avogadro number. And this Avogadro number is now what? It is called as a universal constant. It is universal constant. This fundamental, it is universal constant. Why? It's true for atom, it's true for molecule, it's true for ion, universal constant. Hence, it is represented by the letter N, capital N. Big capital N is used. So now, let me give a definition of Avogadro number. After this, what you have studied, now I will write the definition of all this knowledge. So children, one thing I have been telling you, and I will be impressing upon you, that we will not remember anything. We will not remember anything. We will read, understand, then we write, and what we will find after that knowledge will remain with you, will never forget. And there is a question of not forgetting, not remembering, but you will never forgetting. You will not remembering but forgetting. Now, taking all these what you have learned, we will put a definition of Avogadro number. We will find out the value what is Avogadro number? The number of particles of its kind. Why? Atom is a particle, element is a, ion is a particle, molecule is a particle. So we will say the Avogadro number is defined as the number of particles of its kind. Means what? If you are thinking of atom, it's atom. If you are thinking of ion. If you think of molecule, is a molecule, ion. Present in 12 grams of carbon of isotope C12. Why? Now everything is defined. Atomic mass is defined with respect to carbon. Molecular mass is defined with respect to carbon. Hence, we now make a definition of the Avogadro number. Instead of remembering the Avogadro number, we will give the definition of this. What? We are writing the Avogadro number definition. Avogadro number is defined as the number of particles of its kind means what? It may be an atom, it may be a molecule, it may be an ion, it may be an electron also, or any such fundamental units. The Avogadro number is defined as the number of particles of its kind. What are the particles? Maybe an atom, if you are thinking of the atom of element, maybe a molecule, if you are thinking molecule of a substance, maybe an ion, or maybe electron, of any such fundamental units present in 12 grams of carbon, 12 grams of carbon of isotope C12. Avogadro, so this is C12. So this is the definition. So 1 gram atom of 1 gram atom of carbon contains 6.02 into 10 to the power 23 atoms of carbon. So therefore the numerical value of Avogadro number is 6.02 10 to the power 23. And what is this? They are fundamental units. Hence, it is a, what you will say here, it is an universal constant. It is an universal constant. Who? Avogadro number is a universal constant represented by the letter N. So in any chemistry book, when N is written, you will say he is talking about Avogadro number. So you see the definition we got ourselves. The Avogadro number is defined as the number of particles of its kind. What are this? Atom, molecule, ion, electron, or any such fundamental units present equally in number. Here you can add a word. Here you can use a word here, equal in number. Present equal in number. 2. Number of atoms, just you add a sentence, but it will be better. Number of atoms present in 12 grams of carbon of isotope C12. So this is the definition of Avogadro's number. So the Avogadro number is a universal constant, is defined as the number of particles of its kind, atom, molecule, ion, electron, or any such fundamental units, equal in number. 2 number of atoms present in 12 grams of carbon of isotope C12. So its value is 6.02 in 10 to the power 23. So in next classes we will use this value, and what we will define what is a mole, and then you will go to the mole concept. Children, thank you so much for going through our class. Subscribe the channel by pressing the bell icon at the bottom of the video, so that the next classes which we will upload in the YouTube, the chemistry Iron Panda, will be reaching you. Without searching, you will get this. So thank you very much for observing or listening observing our class in this channel.